Today in Suncoast View, Governor Scott cracks down on animal abusers. Should harming a four-legged friend be a more severe felony?
A Suncoast entrepreneur creates a multifunctional bag influenced by women right here on the Suncoast. We'll meet the creator of Be Swanky.
It's a busy time of year, but soon the traffic will let up and we can all relax with a good book. Bookstore One is here to help us make our spring reading list. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show. It's good to have the group all back together again.
Here we are, the Three Musketeers.
Good way to look at it, and good to have a good friend back in the kitchen as well. Chef Larry Barrett from Simply Gourmet Catering is with us, and the colors on the kitchen look simply wonderful. What are we making today?
Today, it's a vegetable black bean cake with a lime zest crema. I've been making these since I'm 11, and that's that's 20 years ago.
Oh, yes, that's quite a long time, no doubt.
Whenever we get somebody asking for a vegetarian dish at a wedding, this is what I push them toward. They're delicious, they're filling, and you don't feel like you're missing anything. You know, a perfect vegetarian dish, I think.
And they're beautiful.
Voila.
They look great. All right, we look forward to that. Something fun in the kitchen for today. Something fun, if you missed it on our show yesterday, we had the honor of meeting an American Idol contestant that is right here on the Suncoast. And Milan Shamble is a cool girl. I'm just trying to, she is a down-to-earth person who just got a golden ticket to Hollywood, so you will see her on the upcoming American Idol shows this week. But I loved her realness about life.
She's just being herself. She's not trying to be a star. She's just being herself.
And she's not worried about impressing anybody either. She's just like, I'm doing my thing. If they like it, great. If they don't, they'll get over themselves.
And I remember from doing theater, and nothing against these kids, because I was really one, but those kids that are almost groomed to, I'm going to be a star, and she's not. She's more of like a musician who's just kind of into her music and into performing, and if it happens to take her to Hollywood, that's great. And so I'm rooting for her 100%, not just because she's from here.
Right. We really
I want to hang out with her.
Yeah, we really liked her, and she is a great singer, and we are, of course, very proud that she is from here on the Suncoast. So the new American Idol, of course, right here on ABC7, and you can see that coming up Sunday and Monday. We are rooting for her, of course, and fingers crossed that the judges think she's great,
girl.
as we do. Yep, we were very impressed. It is time for our first hot topic, and we celebrated National Puppy Day last week on the show. Well, Governor Rick Scott did as well by signing a new law that cracks down on animal abusers. The law raises felony animal cruelty from a level 3 to a level 5 offense. That is equal to selling cocaine. Judges can prohibit those convicted from owning or ever even having contact with animals again. This tougher law also makes jail time more likely. Law enforcement says animal cruelty indicates a predator who is very likely to also commit crimes against humans. What do you think about this change?
I like it. I think that's a good idea. I think the way we treat creatures that are helpless shows what kind of society we are. And so the fact that we want to protect them says a lot for us right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, very selfishly, I want to make sure that my pets are protected. And so if somebody moved into my neighborhood that could come in contact with my animal, I would want to know it. And I would, you know,
like a registry per se. Some states have proposed that as well. I mean, think about it. We obviously do that for sexual predators. I don't think it's out of line to do that for animal predators either. I don't want my kids wandering by a house, you know, that has had animal issues. If they're out walking my dog, if a big dog has been violent to other animals before, I don't want my little dog to go by.
I mean animals in most cases are helpless. I mean, obviously, if an animal is coming to attack you or your family and you have to defend yourself, that is a different story.
Then it's the predator.
Yes,
but we're talking about the helpless victims here. The victims that have no way of fighting back, of standing up for themselves, and it's our duty to do that.
And I don't mean to profile, but you read a good point that, you know, when you look back at the history of some of our worst criminals and serial killers, it started with what they did to animals. So, you know, maybe protecting them from society and themselves is a good thing.
Yeah, well, Governor Scott is hard at work on that. So much of history identifies who we are today, what a place is, and what's important about it. So a new study looks at every state to determine what event in that state had the most impact on the area. Now, for Florida, they determined it was the 1969 launch of Apollo 11 at Cape Canaveral. Because of this success, Cape Canaveral became the main site for launching rockets into space. and because its East Coast location gives rockets a boost from the Earth's spin.
Wow.
I did not know
Me
that.
neither.
So because of where we are all from, we took a look back at some other historical things. Linda, for you and me, Ohio, the Ohio Erie Canal opened in 1833. And that, of course, is a major passageway before we had all of our interstates. Georgia, they determined
that's me.
that the Trail of Tears was what most influenced Georgia. Of course, that was the forced removal of Native Americans. And Joey from New York, no surprise here, the September 11th terror attacks is the most historically impacted event in that state.
Isn't it interesting that we were alive for many of these events that were historical? I mean, to know that September 11th, it will stand out in our history for hundreds of years now.
I looked at this list, and I did notice a lot of them, each state, they were tragic events,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
You know, there were quite a few, though, where there was, you know, new voting rights for someone, or slaves were freed, and things that were celebratory like that. But it was a lot of tragic events. It makes me wonder, before September 11th, what the most historical event could have been. But I like that Florida, it's a positive
Right,
one.
it's
It's
a positive,
uplifting,
Yeah,
so to speak.
so to
Literally.
speak, and a positive economic event too. I mean, the space
Yeah.
program had so much impact on this area in the 70s and 80s. You know, sadly, it's taken a step back now and working on rejuvenating. But
it helped Florida's reputation, I think, because
agree.
before it was just people lying on the beach getting a suntan, and then suddenly it was all about science and technology and the future in space. So I think it was really good for our reputation.
And I'm a little bit embarrassed to say, but the Ohio incident, the Florida and Ohio Erie Canal, I thought, being from New York, we celebrate the Erie Canal, and I thought, the Erie Canal goes all the way from New York to Ohio? Different one.
Oh,
Different
yeah,
one.
Lake Erie
Different
you're
one.
talking about there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was before my time. So
I paid a lot
missed
of
that one.
attention to music class growing up, but, you know, geography,
I was going to say, there's
goes
the
a little.
Erie Canal. You know, there's a song about that we could sing.
Oh, yeah, it's very big in central New York State, but different one.
All right, well, it happens to all of us occasionally. Despite our best efforts, we end up getting to work late. A new study from Career Builder finds at least 1 in 10 of us are late at least once a week. 25% say being late is a monthly occurrence. Career Builder also made a list of the most common excuses. 50% blame traffic. That's my favorite one, and I'm never lying. 30% admit to oversleeping. Bad weather comes in for 28%, and 13% say they forgot something. You ever had a creative late-to-work excuse?
Well, I was a whole day late yesterday.
That wasn't really late. That was just a
flight.
miscommunication.
You guys thought I was coming on Wednesday, and I showed up on Thursday. But that was my brain, I think.
Well, and you couldn't very well tell the pilot to fly faster.
Hurry, yes,
excuse me, I have people counting on me.
It's just that feeling of it's always something in the morning. Like, I distinctly remember, and this was years and years ago, you know, a boss had called a meeting and basically said, everybody must be here. This is mandatory. This is important, you know, so you allow extra time for all sorts of things. I'm walking the dog. I'm barefoot. The dog gets away. You stub your toe. You split your toe open. You're trying to fix a injury and get there. And I walked in 30 seconds late and got in big trouble. And all I could say was, my toe is split open. And he's like, I don't care. You're late. You know, I mean, it's like, you're right. Late is late.
I've gotten very good at being late because it's happened to me. I'm a late person. I don't mean it, and I know it's disrespectful, and I've just kind of, I can either beat myself up or change it. So my thought right now is, if I'm late, I'm going to try and show up in the best place mentally I can be, so it's not even worse.
I'm going to be the best late possible.
Yes.
Well, my husband was a football coach, and don't ask me why he was coaching at University of Kansas. But the day of the game, we had a pet sparrow, a little bird that we had adopted, and the sparrow got away, and he'd never been outside before. So Bud is out in the lake trying to get the sparrow, and finally he gets to the ball game, and he said, I'm so sorry, my sparrow was loose.
And I'm sure they were like, yeah,
right, you lost your bird.
Exactly. Well, taking the driving test is nerve-wracking for anyone, especially the first time as a teen. All right, here's the ultimate fail. You got to feel bad for this girl. A 17-year-old started the car, was about to back out of the parking spot. The person having the driving test with her was in the car. Well, she hit drive instead of reverse and slammed the car straight into the building. No charges will be filed, but the test giver did have to go to the hospital. The girl obviously has to go back to driving school. I feel so bad.
Oh, she'll never live
Did you
this
ever
down.
fail a driver's test?
No, I didn't, and I had to take a lot from state to state.
Okay, I
But
had not
studied
either.
before then, so.
All right. I'm
you-
fessing up all my
did you?
bad habits. I
You
did.
failed a driving
I failed
test?
my first driving test. I made a left-hand turn that the instructor didn't think I should have done. She had to tell me not to turn, so I didn't. And then we're driving around, and we're heading back toward the DMV, and I thought, yes, I didn't have to parallel park. This is awesome. And then she's like, that was an immediate fail. And I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. Luckily, it was in New York State and it was winter, so not a lot of people scheduled their road test, so I could schedule it the next week.
Oh, well, you know, I am not a social worker today because of my driving. I had an interview when I got out of college with the head of the Social Work Society in Atlanta. I was so excited, and I drove into my parking place for the interview, stepped on the gas instead of the brake, wham, into the car in front of me. So I had to wait till they brought the person out. Just happened it was the guy who was going to interview me. And he said, I can't even look at you. I can't even look at you. Just get out of here. So I got a job in television a couple of weeks later.
Guess that's worked out for you.
I could have saved the world.
Yes, but I'll tell you what, every time I go to turn now at a left light, I think about it. So maybe she saved my life by having me failing me.
Very good point. Good point. We're glad you saved. It is wedding and graduation season, and speaking of saving, you may want to start saving now for the cost for attending all of these events. A new Bankrate survey says that being in the wedding party costs an average of $728. I actually thought that sounded cheap. That is without travel expenses like airfare, however. Now, just being close friends of the couple and going to the wedding typically costs over $600. These people are given nice gifts. And even a casual acquaintance wedding, when you add it all up, runs you over $300. It's especially difficult for millennials because they often have multiple weddings in a year.
And when you get older, you have multiple weddings for the same person. So you've given a first wedding, a second wedding, a third wedding.
You know, I actually considered that and did feel a little guilty. Like we, as you both know, had a very small, intimate wedding, and only my blood relatives had to suffer through two from me. Thank you. I didn't involve any friends or any, you know, because you've been like, I did obviously make a wrong choice the first time. So
me too. Me too. Guilty of that too.
Well, you and Bud did not have a large wedding, did you?
No, we didn't, because he was coaching for the Steelers then, so they had a game the night before, flew back, and I was just hoping he'd show up at the church and remember. But there was just our close families, and Chuck Nolan, his wife, and some people like that were close to us. But
and you've thrown two weddings for some children, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
my daughters had to.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know.
The second one stuck, so that's a good thing.
That is a very good thing. So, you know what? The experience is priceless, and we will all attend very gratefully. That's the way I look at it. I have a family wedding next weekend, so an expensive one.
Oh, boy.
So a mom's important lesson in humility has gone viral. This is every mom's dream. So Sierra Forney was sick of her teenage son complaining about shopping at Walmart and things for clothes, you know, not obviously appreciative of the money a mom is spending. So she took him to Goodwill and gave him $20 and said, fine, you figure it out. You buy your clothes. He was not happy about it, and she posted the photo hoping that this would prove an appreciation in life later on.
Oh, I have been through this. My daughter used to say, oh, you can't go in Walmart. My friends will see your car and I'll be so embarrassed. I'm not going in Walmart. Now she's the first one there. Now that she's got kids of her own, she's right there shopping with the rest of us.
Yes, it was Kmart when I was a kid. You would joke people got their things at Kmart, and then when I became an adult, I was like, Kmart has some like lawn and home things for really good price.
You know what? There is no shame in my game. You buy what you need and you get it at the best deal possible. So,
all right, so public shaming, but at least they supported Goodwill. So
yes.
That's good.
You know what? She's going to teach that child a lesson. He will appreciate it when it
I
is
bet he's
his
back
deal.
at Goodwill, too.
Let's hope so.
We're going to check out our happy hour forecast. When we come back, we'll meet a Suncoast designer with a very useful bag.
Well, the Easter weekend is right upon us, and we have a cold front right upon us, too, as the Easter weekend begins. You can see that by satellite, the front stretching across the northern third of Florida down over the Gulf of Mexico. And there's some showers in that, too, as we can see on the latest radar. All indications are this will continue to break apart and thin out, but there is a 30% chance some of those showers could come over us overnight tonight, and then a lingering chance on Saturday and Sunday. But it's generally going to be a clearing trend over the weekend. Here's our future radar that takes us through the overnight hours, and you'll notice that around 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, there's some possibility of some passing showers. Wouldn't be very heavy at all, and temperatures will remain mild overnight, too. If you look at our evening planner, temperatures remaining in the 70s through the evening hours and staying in the mid to upper 60s toward dawn. Coming up at ABC 7 News at 5, 6, and 7, we'll have the complete look at our Easter Passover weekend weather.
We love to showcase Suncoast designers and entrepreneurs. Well, today, Gretchen Bauer, the creator of Be Swanky, is here to tell us about her transformational handbags. Welcome, Gretchen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Joey.
So we love celebrating people that are creating great things here. Tell us about the Be Swanky line, about your bags.
Right now, our line is made up of just one design in 3 different sizes, and it's called the Sophie bag. And it is a bag that transforms from a handbag effortlessly to a backpack.
I love this. All right,
I love the effortless.
Yes.
It is. It's very easy.
So I want to know a little bit more about the transformation in a minute, but tell us where the idea came from.
It absolutely just fell in my lap. I was doing interior design here in Sarasota, and I was working with a painter who I happened to meet through volunteering at a nonprofit. And after 3 big jobs, he said, "Come out to my car, Gretchen. I have something for you." And out of his truck, he took this tote bag. This tote bag, one of the ugliest tote bags I've ever seen. He handed it to me and said, "This bag is for my mother. She wants to thank you for giving me all this work, and she wants you to have it. Would you consider selling them?" Well, I looked at the bag and I was like, "Thank you very much. I appreciate it." But it was so ugly, I just put it in my car. But then I started carrying it around, and the bag was functional and well made. So I thought, why don't I design and make my own handbags? So fast forward, and here we are, manufacturing and designing our own handbags.
I love this. We've all gotten horrible gifts that we don't want to refuse, and you turned it into a great new design. So let's talk about the transformation aspect, because we want to see it in action.
Yes.
So how does it work? Take us from a handbag into the backpack.
Okay, first of all, this is your handbag. Perfect size.
Right.
And all you do is you take these closures, take them off, attach them to the D-ring in the back.
Oh, that is easy.
It is.
That's really
quick.
cool.
And it's kind of a little trick, and we'll have a video online in 2 weeks, just in case someone needs to look back at the video.
But this is pretty straightforward. I think
Yeah.
someone
It
could
is.
do this. This would be great if you had to do this at the airport, or if you were, having a long day where you're going from.
Well, there's nothing to figure out, so you can just do
No.
it just like it shows you here.
and then now you just wear this as a
Now
backpack.
you just wear this, and people do notice it at the airport. The good thing is also, if you notice where the closures are, it adds security, so it stays
yeah.
closed.
Here.
You can't just stick your
I
hand
know.
out.
love this, and
No,
it's
which-
fashionable.
Well, thank you.
So let's talk about. I know the ingredient or the materials were very important to you. So let's talk a
Absolutely.
little bit about the leather. Where does the leather come from?
The leather, everything on the bag is sourced in the U.S. because we wanted to stay true to that. We're manufactured in the U.S., sourced in the U.S. Actually, this is our mocha copper strapping leather, and it's custom to Be Swanky. And the other leathers are all metallic embossed, all different. And this one actually was designed around our logo colors.
Oh.
So we are the only ones with this aqua metallic leather.
Oh, that's beautiful, and it's real leather.
It's all real leather.
Wow.
Now, Linda, I know had a question about color because it's a beautiful bag.
Gail, I'm the only one with enough guts to ask you this question. So, people my age used to match their bag with their shoes or their clothes. So, I don't know what to do when I see bags like this. Do I have to match it to something I'm wearing and then change to this one and have a different color? How do you use the colors in bags now?
You know, I would liken it to interior design. When people say, does art have to match my decor? It's got to be personal. It's got to be something that speaks to you, and it just has to complement it. I mean, there's certainly things that clash and wouldn't work, but if it speaks to you and complements it, then absolutely you can carry it.
Very good. I
because
want you to
you-
write that down. Okay. That will sign with me.
Because I know you're designing it right here on the Suncoast, I understand that you've actually gotten some feedback from some local ladies that have, played into the design.
Actually, we do listen to our customers. And I was actually at a coffee shop, and a woman said, it would be best if you could close the top. And this woman, Wendy, said, how about a snap magnet? Fast forward 2 weeks later, we had a snap magnet put in. And people love it.
Do answer your customers.
We do.
Yes, to be able to call back. And there's also the special pocket inside.
Yes. There's a zipper pocket for security for your wallet, credit cards, and it's very deep. And then we have a front pocket that accommodates your cell phone.
Oh, that's
it's
so
easy
good.
to get to.
That's so good. You
And
don't have to
speaking of
scramble
women,
for it.
you mentioned that empowering women, working with women, helping give women some confidence is part of your company background. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. In interior design, I found myself designing homes that would be a reflection of the women and actually lifted them up, elevated them in their own space, and made them the center of their universe. And that's what I think you can do with fashion, especially if it speaks to them and we're listening to them. We want designs to really reflect the women here in Sarasota and throughout the country and where they are heard. And we'll make anything.
I love that. So in addition to all of these designs, you have a very special design that's part of a partnership you're doing with the National Breast Care Foundation. Tell us about it.
We have actually partnered with the National Breast Cancer Foundation in Texas, and we have created our own brand called Unreal Pink. And it's actually based on an unconventional fashion designer, Elsie Schiaparella, and I had seen her exhibit at the Dolly Museum, which I got.
Oh my!
And I went to her exhibit, and there was a room of quotes, and she had a quote that said, "I gave to pink the nerve of the red, a neon pink, an unreal pink," and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I thought, isn't that the very plight of women diagnosed with breast cancer, where it's their unreal strength and courage that they have to muster up to fight the disease, and the people that are also supporting them. So I thought Unreal Pink. So
yeah, and it's a bold pink, which I love. You know,
it's unreal.
Yeah, it's unreal, and it just sort of speaks courage and strength. So.
And they all say good taste.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
Gretchen, thank you so much, and it's exciting to know that an idea can happen right here on the Suncoast and then continue to flourish right here. There's a lot more coming out of Gretchen and Be Swanky. You can stay up to date on everything that's happening by visiting their website. That is swanky.com. Coming up next, we're going to meet this weekend's McCurdy's comedy headliner.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Comedian Steve Byrne is no stranger to TV. He's made appearances on Conan, Kimmel, and The Tonight Show, and I'm sure we're right up there at the top of his list. This weekend, Steve Byrne is at McCurdy's Comedy Theater for the very first time.
Yeah, excited.
Did I get Conan right?
Yes.
Good.
This
I was
time.
worried about
that. I think we should have kept the other one, but yeah.
I said Conan the first time.
Conan.
She's not a late night viewer.
Yeah.
You gathered that.
I go to bed at 8 o'clock. But you were on the Sullivan and Company show?
The Sullivan and Company show, yes.
Yes,
got that right.
It was sort of.
See, he's so funny.
Conan and the Sullivan. It was called Sullivan and Son.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
Were you the son?
Yes, I was the son on the show, yes. And we had, it was 3 seasons on TBS. It was an Irish pub in Pittsburgh, which I think you could appreciate.
Oh, yes.
And it's so funny when people hear that you had a television show, and especially that it lasted 3 seasons, they think you're rolling in the money, right? So we filmed on the Warner Brothers lot, and it was Big Bang Theory, Two Broke Girls, Mike and Molly,
Whoa.
Ellen. So we're all on, on these sound stages, and outside all the sound stages of like Big Bang and 2.5 Men and stuff, it's Lamborghinis, Jaguars, Ferraris, and then you come to the set of Sullivan and Son. It looked like teachers' faculty parking. It was a Toyota Corolla, a Kia Sorento, a Huffy chained up with the bike off, and the seats. I was like, you can keep the seat on. No one's going to steal your seat, Roy. Roy's on The Daily Show now, but Roy Wood Jr. was on there.
I bet yours was the funniest, though. And you're working on a new hour show.
I'm right next to you. I'm literally right next to you. I don't understand where the tone. It's the tone.
I want you to
I'm a
hear
guest.
me.
Yes, yes.
Because
please.
most people around here are deaf.
Yes.
So, you're...
Well, I always thought it was so funny because Florida was founded by Ponce de Leon, and he was looking for the fountain of youth. And after spending a few days in Sarasota, I can assure you it is not in Florida. Up top. Come on, give me some of that. Give me some of that. Conan! Sullivan
Now you're
Company.
making my makeup run down my face.
sorry.
I'm laughing so hard. So what else is going to be on your
My
hour
first kiss?
show?
My new, I'm working on a new hour. So my latest one is on Showtime. The other 2 or 3 were on Comedy Central and Netflix, and Netflix is a streaming program. You can watch. You can Google it.
We taught her how to work that last season.
Yes. Actually, I'm sorry. Google is a site that you can ask any. Okay.
I am so lucky you were here.
Yeah. So I'm working on a new
And
hour.
that first kiss. When you get that, let me know. We'll put it on the air.
Yes, I'm still a virgin. I'm 43.
If it ever happens.
All right, let's get it over with. Let's go.
Oh my goodness!
Bang.
Oh my goodness!
Bang! Linda wastes no time.
That has not happened in a long time in my
A
life.
little tongue.
Oh God!
There's a little sliver in there, like just you gave me a little pink spoon.
Look at this! It's so sad.
It's okay,
Tears
it's
running
okay.
down my face.
Hot flashes. That's what's happening. It's called hot flashes. It's fine.
Hey, that was a long time ago.
Oh, we are off the rails. Where's the rails?
So I'm working on a new hour. Working on a new hour, and it's going to be a cool format where I'm the only one on a talk show. So there's 3 different styles of writing. There's the monologue, the panel, and the stand-up at the end. And the part I'm really proud of is this Carson-esque monologue that we're going to get into. So we're going to. Do you guys want to give me a little?
Okay.
A little.
Sure.
So I'll hit you with 2 or 3 quick jokes. Very divisive time in our country politically, obviously. Quite the transition in personalities to go from President Obama to Donald Trump, but no matter what side of the fence you find yourself on politically, I think we can all agree it marks the first time in our nation's history that a white billionaire has moved into federal housing vacated by an African American. Bang!
Oh wow, that's great.
North Korea is in the news lately. North Korea, Kim Jong-un recently achieved the highest rank in the North Korean army, 5'6". Bang! A Hunger Games theme park recently opened in South Korea. It's called North Korea. Boom!
Oh, you are great. You've got to see more of this guy. The rest of this hour's got to be hilarious. Steve Byrne is at McCurdy's this weekend through March 31st. You can visit McCurdy'sComedy.com for tickets and information. Next, Bookstore One helps us slow down and relax.
Florida Studio Theater presents Blue Suede Shoes, celebrating the birth of rock and roll. From the father of rock and roll, Chuck Berry, to the king himself, Elvis Presley, this musical review features such great hits as Rock Around the Clock, Mustang Sally, Johnny Be Good, and of course, Blue Suede Shoes. Critics are calling Blue Suede Shoes a burst of rock history, dynamic and high voltage. Audiences are calling it phenomenal. Blue Suede Shoes has been held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting FloridaStudioTheater.org.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Chef Larry Barrett from Simply Gourmet Caterers. And Chef Larry, I understand you are part of a big event coming up at Katazan in April.
That's right, the wine walk. Although my particular little area, I believe we're going to be serving some craft beers.
Oh, okay.
So
and you will be cooking something to go with it?
Oh, yes, yes. For the beer, we're going a little casual. Little meatball hero type deals, maybe a little casual shrimp that got a nice little sauce on there. Sort of like a bang bang.
Okay, I like that concept.
Bang bang, they shot me down.
Wine Walk to Katazan is coming up on April 6th, an amazing event that benefits the restoration of the Ringling Katazan.
I'm very excited about it.
All right, we'll join you in the kitchen in a little bit.
Thank
Linda?
you.
Well, season is wrapping up in the next month, and it's a good time to slow down and curl up with a good book. Elsie Sousa from Bookstore One is back to replenish our reading list and to help us spring into summer with some brand new books. Oh, I'm looking forward to this, Elsie.
I know you are, and we're looking forward to slowing down.
Yes, yes.
It's been a long winter and a long season.
Busy.
Very busy, very busy. So anyway, let me start with the book. So I chose an array, not only something that we could curl up with a good book, but just thinking about springtime and what's coming up. So the first book I chose is about grilling. Obviously, you know, we do it all the time in Florida, but you can just prep it up or whatever. So this one, you can do everything from grilling breads on the grill right through desserts. So there's a whole array of different things, and vegetables or whatever.
Yeah.
So
it's the
we
time
thought
of year for it, yeah.
Right, exactly. So the next one is about art lovers and different quotations, just because, you know, art just lends itself to different things. You might want a quotation from just to think about something slowing down or whatever, or a work of art.
Oh, yeah, we could throw them out on the show.
Yeah.
There you go.
And see if anybody could guess who they were from.
There you go.
Oh, is this like a nice book to kind of have either at a coffee table or side table, and if you just want a little inspiration?
There you go, just inspiration.
That's nice if you have guests, too. You could put this in the guest room and let them...
It makes you look intellectual.
Yes.
There you go. This is very good. This is very good. Hell, maybe the guests have all gone home, though, so it might just be for you.
Exactly, even better.
What's next?
So then the next one that we're talking about is this delightful
A walk through Paris.
Well, you know, we have to start thinking about traveling or just wandering, and this is an excellent book about Paris that takes you further behind the scenes so that you can just get a feel for Paris that's just not the Eiffel Tower or whatever. So I thought it would be great just to introduce people to traveling, to thinking about traveling. Or even if you're staying in Florida, it doesn't matter.
To dreaming about it.
Dreaming about it, and that's what this is all about. So this is Gardenelia. The woman who wrote this is a very famous, she's from England, from Great Britain, and she's a very famous landscape person. So this just lends itself to flowers, to looking at beautiful flowers. Obviously here we see flowers all year round, but it's a different kind of a sense from that.
A whole different look. Now this next one has a very interesting title.
So this is like my favorite. One of our one of our great customers in the shop, Jean, she's the one who introduced us to this incredible book, which is called Keep Curious and Carry a Banana. So I tell you, she gives it to all her friends. Obviously, it's based on Curious George, and there are all different quotes in it that are incredible, including one, take time to smell the roses or eat a banana.
Yes.
Give free hugs. So there's all these wonderful little quotes in it that are just fun. It's a great, just a great.
It's a good graduation
I was just going to
present.
say, because how many times can you give the Dr. Seuss book to someone? This is a great
life
one.
lesson book.
And inspirations from people.
Yeah, and an inspiration to you, because it sort of cheers you up. Read it every morning before you go out.
There you go. The next one is open house. You know, probably for the winter time we've been so busy that now we have to turn inward somewhat to our homes, and this is just a book on simple living, so you can maybe change the pillows in your house or just think of, wandering around your house and just seeing that.
Yeah, getting some new ideas.
New ideas, yeah. So and Bookstore One has an incredible gallery in the store where you could just come in and enjoy our books and look at all the different ones about homes.
Well, it is the time of year to kind of have your home space feel a little different, but maybe we can't do a full renovation. I love that this might give you ideas.
And just spruce it up so you can see a season change.
Yes.
Exactly. So the next book is a pretty famous one that I love to keep in the shop, and it's obviously inspirations from Mr. Rogers, and who we certainly all loved. And I note that at the film festival next month, one of the documentaries will be on Mr. Rogers, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. But different quotes that he did through life. I actually put who you are right now, and loving and being loved. So just the kinds of, nice things.
And again, another good graduation thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Very timely, too, because I know they're announcing the movie about his life with Tom Hanks, so Mr. Rogers is being celebrated a lot right now.
I love these books because you can read them and then you can give them to somebody else.
Just don't break the binding.
Gee, how did you know that? Just be very careful with them.
Yes, don't eat while you read them.
And do not fold the page down, whatever you do.
If you get a book from Linda with a coffee stain, you know that it was love.
And finally, the last one is a delightful, I just thought a paperback to end it all. It's Mothering Sunday by Graham Swift, and it's the story set in 1924 in England about this maid whose lover is the owner of the castle, so to speak, who is getting married, and what happens in the story.
I just read the back of it. Linda, you and I would like this book.
This is my kind of book.
So that's a good read for springtime.
I'll pass up the intellectual and go for that. That looks like
we like the dirt.
And I recommend your books to all my friends, and they love them. So you're known in all my circle.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you can find these books and many, many more at Bookstore One on Palm Avenue in downtown Sarasota, or you can go to their website, sarasotabooks.com. Next, we meet Manatee County's Educator of the Year.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Steve Newman.
Hi, Jacqueline. We've got an approaching cold front. That's our biggest weather story and news story right now, is the change in the weather that's going to happen through the Passover Easter weekend. Skies are beginning to thicken up. You can see the clouds approaching the Suncoast right now. The front is still well to the north, producing some showers. If we take a look at the latest radar sequence, we can see those clouds and plenty of showers up there in the Big Bend area. Slowly but surely, our clouds are going to thicken tonight, and then the time this front gets here, there's not going to be much left to it. So coming up at ABC 7 News at 5, 6, and 7, we'll have an outlook on what the chances the rain we're going to get from this approaching cold front, when the clouds will part, and what the Easter sunrise weather will be on Sunday morning. Look at the nation's weather picture coming up, and the next chance of rain, when we might get that as well. Stay tuned.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC 7 News app.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Teachers are one of the most important parts of society. By educating the next generation, teachers are essentially shaping the future for all of us. Heather Anderson teaches English at King Middle School in Bradenton, and she was just named Manatee County's Educator of the Year. Congratulations!
Good for you.
Yes, so on behalf of all of us, we want to say, first of all, thank you very much for choosing teaching as a profession.
Thank
it's
you
an important
so much.
time to celebrate our teachers.
It's such an incredible honor. I've been humbled by the whole experience, and being here with you today is quite an honor.
Well,
so
we are
thank you.
honored to have you. Thank you. What was your reaction when you heard your name called as Educator of the Year?
Surprise and shock and all of that. Nick LeDuc, who was the winner from last year, invited all 4 finalists out for us to have dinner together the Sunday before the award ceremony.
Oh, that's
so,
nice.
so we got to know each other a little more because we all work at different schools, and the conversation quickly went to students when we were all having dinner together. But I saw and heard how phenomenal these people really were. So when my name was announced, it was an honor because, of course, I work for a fabulous county and great people, but among the many educators who are phenomenal.
I love the concept that you and other teachers outside of your building, because you know it's still a workplace, there's workplace issues within your building, to be able to just talk about teaching and students and making a difference with other people that do the same thing.
I really believe we're stronger together, and one of the things that I do in my classroom is innovative classroom technology. And one of the things that Manatee County has launched this year is called Schoology. And it's like a Facebook for education in our classes. But one of the cool features of Schoology is that we're able, among staff at different schools, to share resources.
Oh, great.
Like a dialogue of conversations going on, things we've created, which I'm all about. You take the curriculum and the standards and you make it your own. And you bring relevance to the classroom.
That's incredible, and I know no matter what profession we're in, it's being able to talk to your peers that are in the same profession is so important, especially in what you do. We've talked a lot about how much we value teachers on our show. What do you do? What's your approach to kind of engaging students? 8th grade is tough.
I love them.
Would you come to my house?
Absolutely. One of the highest compliments I can get from a student is when they accidentally call me mom.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And there's been a few surprises. I'd be honored, but I think your mom wants to keep you right now. It's awesome. They have an incredible energy that you can just feed off of and go with. One of the approaches I like to take is rigor, relevance, and relationships. And when I first started teaching 18 years ago, I was like, well, rigor's definitely at the top. Well, no, it's not. It depends on the day and what's going on with the kid, and relationships are critical. And relevance, bringing in that technology, a lot of times the kids will be able to show us how to use things.
Sure. Because we're not the only ones.
Because things develop so quickly.
Does that help continue outside the classroom with that technology?
Absolutely. I use different innovative technologies. One of them is Remind. So I can text a student or students immediately. I can schedule it. We've been using Instagram and Twitter this year within our classroom. So even pictures from today can go out to students and parents.
I love this. Kind of meeting them where they are.
Yes.
They're on Instagram.
Yeah, they're
is
there.
that Remind available for adults? Because I might
yes.
Well, we know that there is a great need for teachers right now. Is there anything that you could any advice you could give to encourage someone who might be considering a career as an educator?
Yeah, I had the incredible honor of having a student teacher for the first time this year.
Oh.
And she was phenomenal, and she actually wanted to take her skills to South Korea. And she's teaching there now. Actually, she wanted to work with children, but the school had her work with dignitaries and politicians to teach them to speak English. So going through the whole process with her of being able to create and deliver the instruction and then reflect back on it was critical. And to me, there's nothing better than seeing such positive results in children to help create lifelong learners and readers, and just knowing they'll be successful, because communication, as you all know, is key in being successful in the world today.
Well, our teachers never go away in our minds. I remember my 8th grade teacher so well. I remember things she said, quotes from her.
I had the honor at the actual award ceremony of my 8th grade history teacher being in the audience.
Oh my goodness.
They're snowbirds now. I'm from New York originally, but him and his wife attended, along with lots of extended family and a phenomenal staff that I work with.
And they must have been so happy to see you. So tell us what happens next. What happens next with the state competition?
There are 74 highly it's an honor to be among them. In July, we all go to Orlando for the state competition. So we'll be there for a week of professional development and award ceremony.
That's wonderful.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck in the competition. And again, on behalf of everyone, we say thank you. Thank you for the hard work that you do, and we appreciate it. All right, coming up next, we have a great way that you can stay in touch with all of the great events that are happening on the Suncoast. We'll let you know when we come back.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
We were so lucky this week. We've gotten so many great ideas for things to do this weekend for Easter, Passover, even if you just have visitors. So we have assembled them all in one place in a list on our website. You can go to suncoastview.com, find all great ideas of what to do this weekend. But we know what we're going to be doing. We're going to be heading into the kitchen to join Chef Larry from Simply Gourmet.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. The state has opened an investigation into an abandoned cemetery in Bradenton after reports emerged of animals digging up dead bodies. And taking a quick look at your first alert traffic right now, I-75 showing some major backups heading north, stretching from the Venice area all the way to State Road 70. Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Steve.
Jacqueline, we don't have any weather problems, so to speak, for the holiday weekend coming up, but we do have a weak cold front that's approaching us from the northwest. It's been fairly vigorous with severe weather from back in Texas and the deep south, but it's been weakening as it's been approaching Florida. And right now we have some showers and thunder showers going on in the Big Bend area, and that's going to slowly sag southward, but these are going to thin out very quickly as they approach the Suncoast. Coming up on the news at 5, I'll tell you when our chance of rain arrives.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert weather app now.
The Wild Broadway series brings you Funny Girl. Fanny Bryce dreams of being famous and through sheer guts and determination becomes a star of the Ziegfeld Follies. Playing March 28th through April 15th, it's the songs and story that generations have grown to love. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Don't rain on my parade. Come see Funny Girl.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good night. Be safe.
What are you doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Coming up Monday at 4 on Suncoast View. Spring breaks are wrapping up, but the social season's still going strong. Get your calendars ready. Sarasota Society photographer Cliff Rolls will preview April events. We'll meet a Suncoast pageant contestant. Miss DeSoto Heritage is busy preparing for Miss Florida. We'll learn about her platform and kids. Plus, we celebrate Beer Day with a new release from Calusa Brewing, and the Glenn Family Bakery joins us in the kitchen.
And welcome back. We're in the kitchen with Chef Larry Barrett from Simply Gourmet.
Voila.
Welcome back. Okay, this looks like
great.
hamburgers to me, but no.
No. These are black bean burgers, but really half vegetable. And you know what? They're perfect for Passover. Because, man, I was a vegetarian for quite a long time. So when I was growing up, I go, man, everybody's having turkey and brisket. I came up with these for myself. And they're real nice. There's no flour in them. There's a bit of matzah meal. And matzah meal is one of the great secret ingredients for really binding things tight.
Okay.
And whenever you make black bean cakes, you better bind them tight, because when you start frying them,
they'll fall apart.
They explode.
Okay.
You end up with a thing of beans.
All right, we'll put Linda to work down
Here
there.
we
Okay,
go.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Bring it on.
This is what we've got here. I've taken carrots, celery, onions, a little red pepper, and yellow pepper.
Okay.
It sounds better if we call them a golden pepper, okay?
Sure.
And then we saute those just in a tablespoon or so of olive oil.
Okay, so you
Just
softened them up.
Yep, sweat them a little bit. And then we're going to put them right into those black beans.
It's a good way to hide some veggies.
Yes,
I like
it
this.
is.
I'm all about hiding.
That's it.
Yes, exactly.
And then we're just going to mash that in. So do your best, Linda.
Oh, I can handle this.
Yes. The great thing about these two, here, I'll give you a hand. You take those beans and you put them in a food processor and just give them like 4 or 5 pulses, just so they break up, and you've got a couple of really nice pieces of bean in there still. So they're real. How do you like this if I say toothsome?
That works.
That worked?
Are they canned beans? I mean,
yeah, you could use canned beans.
And just rinse them off?
There are certain things I use canned beans for, certain things. If you're making a soup, always best to use fresh black beans and let them soak, because they don't have that slightly off taste, and you could salt them the way you want.
Okay.
You're starting from scratch. Then we're just going to add 1 egg.
Squish some more?
Squish some more. Keep squishing.
Hands in there, Linda.
The squishing ain't over till it's over.
Until Larry says it's over.
And keep going, and get it from the bottom up. There we go.
Bottom up.
And now we add this matzah meal. Go ahead and squish it again.
Well, this is a good trick to know about the matzah meal.
Oh, the matzah meal is the bomb. Tuna croquettes, salmon croquettes.
Yeah.
You even could add a drop of it when you make falafel. See, it still looks a little wet. So now what you would do then is put that in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. What they call the starch, when starch absorbs more than itself, like gelatin would, it's called gelatinization. So it absorbs the moisture, tightens up the mixture. And then we'll take that, and let's see where we're at. Excellent job.
Thank you.
You know what? We're
very
really
much.
busy. We're busy this weekend. If you have any time, I could really, I could. And now I'm just going to grab a little bit of this. What we're going to do, they're a little sticky still, but like I said, that 15 minutes will help. But then you lay down a little bit of matzah meal, like so, and then we dip both sides in there. I'm going to get these puppies going too.
Yeah, let's fire it up.
So we can crisp them up just a little bit.
You know what's nice is the peppers. I know it shouldn't matter, but the peppers really make it more appetizing looking.
Yes.
Because sometimes black bean burgers look just like dark
That's
mass.
right. And that's the thing. I don't like brown food. It's hard to take pictures of brown food too, you know? But what this is, that's nice, is I pulsed everything in the food processor except the peppers. The gold and the red peppers, I don't. See, look, we just take it. Look how nice that forms.
Oh, look how easy that is for you.
And, well, I think I've done 1 or 2 in my lifetime. And then we turn them around like that. Want to try one?
Sure.
Go ahead and see how nice that is.
Okay.
It really holds them nice.
Okay, so.
And unlike a lot of other chefs, I will always use a spatula and a fork. I don't know why.
Oh,
I've been doing it for most of my life. But this way, I just find things easier to twist around. See how nice that is?
That's a nice trick.
That is a very nice trick.
See, I use this for the little bit of leverage. And then here, boom, boom. And then, let's see. Oh, lovely.
Oh, are we ready?
Here we go.
Do you want me to plate one up for us?
Yes, please. Here you go.
See.
All right, I messed you up because I cut one already.
Oh,
so
that's
here,
all right.
Let me clear this to here.
Take that one off.
And nice sides. You're serving it with 2 different vegetable
yes,
sides.
I've got
now
a really
you can
nice.
plate appropriately.
I've got a really nice tomato salad with heirloom tomatoes, a little scallion, a little red onion.
Oh, I really like the consistency.
Here, I'm going
to pass
one to Linda.
Yep.
Here you go,
it's
Linda.
very nice. It's very meaty.
Thank you. I was
it's
so
very meaty.
It's very meaty.
My work of art here.
It would be very filling, and I love the fact that you've done it with some absolutely gorgeous vegetables. So, Chef Larry, always some great creative creations.
Nice.
You will enjoy this recipe for the black bean cakes. You can also
Really
enjoy
good.
Wine Walk coming up April 6th at Cottazon. Chef Larry will be there. Great to see everybody. Happy holidays. Enjoy the Suncoast view.
The lime zest crema, my friend.